Hey everybody, this is Gar. This video is about my fishing kits. I got a request to go over the fishing kit that I keep with my hunting and fishing pack, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a little bit on each of my fishing kits that I use. So the first one I don't use that often. It's sort of an emergency kit, and I've got it built around a film canister. It's got some different tape, it's got some snare wire, and inside I've just got the usual stuff, a couple hooks, a couple sinkers, bobber, a couple lures, and some fishing line. So I'm not going to go through all that, but I keep a couple of these around because they're really compact, and like I said, they're mostly for emergency use. So this one is the fishing kit that I used more often, and the third one is when I actually go fishing. But this is sort of my compact fishing kit that I take with me just in case I'm go fishing, or if there's a likely chance I'll go fishing, but my main aim is to just go camping or hiking. So on this, it's built around a cigar tube. I've got some Gorilla Tape, some duct tape, and some orange tape. The orange tape is specifically to wrap on pieces of wood or something that I would use as a bobber. I've also got some snare wire here that makes this part of my hunting and fishing kit. And then I've got some heavy-duty fishing line here, which I actually just added. I've got some more inside, but I wanted something with a higher test rating. So if we open this up, first thing is it's got a little cork in there, which makes it probably watertight. I don't know if I want to say waterproof, but pretty close to waterproof. And then the first thing I've got is a piece of basswood with some fishing line wrapped around it. This is probably about 40 feet, and this is about 30 feet of fishing line. This one's a little bit thicker than this, but I always want to carry some backup because if a fish takes off with my line, or if I get snagged and I break it and I can't get to it, I want to make sure that I have a backup when I really am trying to catch a fish and trying to eat that fish because I need some food. But the other things I've got in here, I've got a couple of lures, and I'm not really big on fishing with lures. But I just put a couple in there just for fun, just in case I just can't find any bait. Usually when I fish, I use live bait, mainly minnows, sometimes crawdads, in other cases worms, but mostly minnows. So a couple of lures. The next thing I've got is this little case. This was a bead case. It had some beads from a craft store. And what I've got in there is a whole assortment of things, but I've got 2 treble hooks, I've got 3 or 4 regular fish hooks, I've got 3 of these little eyelets that I can put onto a stick to make more of a fishing pole. I've got a couple sinkers there, a couple swivels, and all that fits in here. So that's sort of the hardware of my fishing kit. And then lastly, I've just got a bobber. I like this bobber because it fits perfectly in the bottom of that cigar tube. So that's my fishing kit that I would use more often. And the one that I use when I actually go fishing is this. And there's not a whole lot of stuff in here. It's one of those kits where I only take what I need and I use everything in the kit every time I go. So I'm going to go through it really quickly. First of all, on the outside I've got 3 things. I've got a little knife for cutting my line that's always handy. And I've got a tape measure so I don't have to lie. And I've got a thing of sunblock, which I use all the time. And when I fish, I usually go creek fishing, and I wade in the creek, and I'll seine minnows before, and then go wade in the creek, and then walk back. So we always get wet, and we'll be in over a head a lot of times, which is why I like to carry a separate bag so that I can hold it up above my head, and I try not to keep anything on my person because it's guaranteed to get wet. So in here, in this top pocket, I've got some insect repellent, and I've got a stringer. Down here I've got bobbers in both of these pockets, and then in here I've got a little waterproof disposable camera just to take some pictures of stuff. In here I've got hooks, sinkers, swivels. On the other side I've got a couple lures. Like I said, I don't really use lures that often, but I just keep these in here anyway. Sometimes if I'm lake fishing with some buddies and I'm sort of out of my element, I might use those. Next I keep lots of hooks. All right, because I'll get snagged two or three times every time I go out, and instead of unsnagging it and disturbing the fishing hole, I'll usually just break it and then put a new hook on there. I got my bag with my fishing license and my toilet paper. I've got, it's like a multi-tool. It's just a cheap one, probably, you know, 10 or 15 bucks, but it's got the really big, long needle nose pliers. So these are actually for fishing. I use these every time, guaranteed, when the fish swallows a hook. And then the last thing I've got in here is just my fillet knife. All right, and again, it's nothing big. I couldn't even tell you what brand it is. Falcon. I have no idea. I'm not really good with knives, but I don't need that much. It's sharp. It does the job. Probably costs 10 bucks. So, and a little belt loop. And that's all I have for my fishing kits. That's all I need. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. I think this is really cool. It's a retractable fishing pole. I don't know if you want to call it a pocket fisherman or not. I don't know what the pocket fisherman is, but this is a retractable fishing pole that I got from my grandfather, and I'm not sure where he got it. Either one of my great uncles or maybe his father. I'm not sure, but I really like it. I like the nostalgia, the oldness to it, but I also like that you can throw it in your backpack, and it makes a really great fishing pole. So anyway, I just want to show that as well. So that's it for my fishing kits. Any questions, post a comment. Gar signing off. Thanks for watching.